Jai Saparikashi Shri Guru Gaurachandraju ki Jai. Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhanju ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Chacha Astatar Siddha Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Chacha Astatar Siddha Shri Sriman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai. Welcome to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission Morning Class. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jita Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitangstam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitangscha Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Haribo Jai Chelsea Devi Ki Jai. And now, of course, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. And Shri Chaitanya Charitamrta Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Ki Jai. Jai. Haribo Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay. Text 82 of the 4th chapter of the Adi Lila, the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. Govindandini Radha Govinda Mohini Govinda Sarvakanta Shiromani. Radha is the one who gives pleasure to Govinda, and she is also the enchantress of Govinda. She is the be-all and end-all of Govinda and the crest jewel of all of his consorts. And as we were hearing before, all of the Braja Gopis are expansions of Srimati Radharani for the service of the Lord. Devi Krishna Mai Prokta Radhika Pada Devata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Samohini Para. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Sri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all the attractiveness to attract, the all-attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval, internal potency of the Lord. And that text is from the Brihad Gautamiya Tantra. Text 84. Devika hi Dyotamana Parama Sundari Kingva Krishna Puja Kridara Vasati Nagari. Devi means resplendent and most beautiful, or else it means the lovely abode of the worship and love sports of Lord Krishna. Because all of these words have their ultimate meaning in the service of the Lord. And yesterday I was hearing Srila Guru Maharaj was saying that Shukadev Goswami didn't take the name of Srimati Radharani in the entire Bhagavatam, although the whole Bhagavatam is really centered on the glories of Srimati Radharani. He didn't mention her name. And we're also a little shy. We're reading these things because that is our duty. We've been given this to do, and we're trying to worship that divine plane. But we cannot conceive of so many things. But he gave an example. He said one Muslim saint in the Muslim tradition, whenever he would say the name of Allah, he would say, "Peace be unto you." And Guru Maharaj said, that means that he's thinking, I am saying your name, this must be very disturbing for you. So please be peaceful, even though I am saying your name. So we have some shyness in the Krishna Mai, Krishna Yara, Bitare Bahire, Jaha Jaha Netra Padit, Taha Krishna Spure. Krishna Mai means one who's within and without our Lord Krishna. She sees Lord Krishna wherever she casts her glance. Kimva Prema Rasa, Maya Krishnera Swarupa, Tara Shakti Tara Sahaya Akarupa. Or Krishna Mai means that she's identical with Lord Krishna, for she embodies the mellows of love. The energy of Lord Krishna is identical with him. Krishna Mai has two different imports. First, this is the purport. First, a person who always thinks of Krishna both within and without, and who always remembers only Krishna, wherever he goes or whatever he sees, is called Krishna Mai. Also, since Krishna's personality is full of love, what is that loving potency? His loving potency, Radharani, being non-different from him, is called Krishna Mai. And mysterious. Krishna Vancha Purti Rupa Kare Aradhane Ataeva Radhika Nama Purane Vakane. Her worship, Aradhana, consists of fulfilling the desires of Lord Krishna. Her worship, so worship means Aradhana, and that is the name of Radharani, Radha, Aradhana. Therefore the Puranas call her Radhika. The name Radha is derived from the root word Aradhana, which means worship. The personality who excels all in worshipping Krishna, therefore, may be called Radhika, or the greatest servitor. Anaya radito nunang Bhagavan Haririshvaraha Janno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yam Anayadaha. Truly the personality of Godhead has been worshipped by her. Therefore Lord Govinda, being pleased, has brought her to a lonely spot, leaving us all behind. And of course this is from the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, spoken by the Braja Gopis. So among all the transcendentally, wondrously beautiful, the form of the divine personality in Braja is not different from himself or herself. It is her expression of her heart. So these are divine forms, and all very beautiful. But of all of them, he left all of them to be with Srimati Radharani, because when she left the Rasidan, it could not go on anymore. Ateva sarva puja parama devata sarva palika sarva jagatera mata. Therefore Radha is Parama Devata, the Supreme Goddess, and she is worshipable for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire universe. Any questions so far? Sarva Lakshmi Shabda Purve Karyachi Vyakhyana Sarva Lakshmi Ganera Tingho Hana Adhisthana. I have already explained the meaning of Sarva Lakshmi. Radha is the original source of all the goddesses of fortune. Lakshmi meaning the goddess of fortune. Kim va sarva Lakshmi Krishnera sadvida aishvarja tara adi statri shakti sarva shakti varya. Or Sarva Lakshmi indicates that she fully represents the 6 opulences of Krishna. Lakshmi meaning opulence. Therefore, she is the supreme energy of Lord Krishna. Sarva Saundarya Kanti Vishai Jahate Sarva Lakshmi Ganera Shobhaya Jahaite. The word Sarva Kanti indicates that all beauty and luster rest in her body. All the Lakshmis derive their beauty from her. Sometimes the Braja Gopis are also referred to as Lakshmi, but this is, of course, some of the expansions of Radharani more, and then further expanding into the queens of Dwarka, and further expanding into the Lakshmi, who are the consorts of Lord Narayan. Kim va kanti shabde Krishnera shaba icha kahe Krishnera shakalavanchara radate rahe. Kanti may also mean all the desires of Lord Krishna. All the desires of Lord Krishna rest in Srimati Radharani. She is the fulfiller of all the desires of Krishna. And she is the embodiment of those desires, being non-different from the Lord in one sense. Just like Balaram, in another way, is considered to be like a mirror of Krishna, non-different, but in a mirror image, meaning as the servitor. So Krishna's, everything is non-different. I mean, Krishna, there's nothing non-Krishna. So this is also in divine play, that there is the servitor. Radhika karena Krishnera vanchita purana sarvakanti shabdera ayarta vivarana. Srimati Radhika fulfills all the desires of Lord Krishna. This is the meaning of Sarvakanti. Jagata Mohana Krishna Tahara Mohini Ataeva Samastera Parata Kurani. Lord Krishna enchants the world, but Srimati Radhika enchants even him. Therefore she is the supreme goddess of all. Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shakti Man Duivastu Veda Nai Shastra Paraman. Sri Radha is the full power, and Lord Krishna is the possessor of full power. The two are not different, as evidenced by the revealed scriptures, the power and the powerful. Mrigamada taraganda jaiche avicheda agni jwala te jaiche kabunahi bela. They are indeed the same, just as musk and its scent are inseparable, or as fire and heat are non-different. Radha Krishna aiche sada eka iswarupa Lila rasa asvatite dare duirupa. Thus Radha and Lord Krishna are one, yet they have taken two forms to enjoy the mellows of pastimes. Prema bhakti shikaite apane avatari Radha bhavakanti duyangikara kari. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Rupe Kaila Avatara Eta Panchama Shlokera Artha Parachara. To promulgate Prema Bhakti, devotional service in love of Godhead, Krishna appeared as Sri Krishna Chaitanya with the mood and complexion of Sri Radha. Thus I have explained the meaning of the 5th verse. Okay, so let's go back to the 5th verse.
To the first?
These are the verses in the beginning of the Adi Lila. Right?
5th verse. Oh, the 5th. Okay.
5th, yes.
Thank you.
Radha Krishna Pranaya Vrikutir Ladini Shakti Rasma, very famous verse. Ekatmanavapi Bhuri Pura Deha Vedangatautau Chaitanyakyam Prakatam Aduna Tad Dvayang Chaikyam Aptang Radha Bhava Juti Suvalitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. The loving affairs of Sri Radha and Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, they separated themselves eternally. Eternally means that was always the case and will always be the case. Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. And now we are going to hear from Krishnadas Kaviraj the explanation of the 6th verse. So I'll read that, unless it's Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kirdrisho Vanayaiva Svadyo Jainadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisho Vamadiya Shokyam Chasya Mad Anubhavata Kidrisham Veti Lopad Tabhavadya Samajani Shachigarbha Sindhu Harindu. Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Shachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. But Srila Guru Maharaj is speaking about this, and he's giving an analogy of a mercantile person, a merchant who has a big storehouse, and the person who is going to advertise those things, he has found something in that storehouse that the merchant didn't know he had. And he thought, oh, this is a very wonderful thing. You have found something so wonderful that I didn't know about. So and this is an explanation of that. Oh, I lost that. So the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love. So she can discover something in Krishna that he doesn't even know is there. Okay, so we've come back now to verse 98. To verse 101. Okay, to explain the 6th verse, I shall first give a hint of its meaning. So this is probably a good place to, well, there's no good place to stop, I suppose, but we can continue here tomorrow with the 6th verse explanation. This first volume of the Chaitanya Charitamrta is so astonishing. It really is astonishing. I mean, how can it be?
Our tiny brains can never conceive it.
Yeah, and how can it be that we are even reading these things? Can you give me one also?
One?
Yeah, they're all up there.
I just saw one. Oh, here.
Oh, okay. How do you like your new setup?
I know it.
Okay. So this is a book I don't know if you've seen this book before. This is an expanded Upadesamrta coming from our and it has Srila Prabhupada's Upadesamrta. He published that very early on, and it was it's a very small and lovely book, so lovely, and you can carry it around with you. But this has many explanations from different sources. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Saraswati Thakur, Srila Guru Maharaja, and others. They just explain these verses more. So it's a really lovely book. And so we're memorizing these. Maybe you already have, I don't know. But we're memorizing them. I used to know them, but I got, as Ram Sundar says, got rusty. Became rusty. So we can just read these together. And now we are reading actually the explanations of verse number 11. So, Pacho vegam manasa kroda vegam jiva vegam udara pasta vegam etan veganyo vishaheta dhira sarvam apimam prativim sasisyat atyahara prayasascha prajapo niyamagraha janasangaschalo yangcha sadbir bhaktir binashyati utsahan nishayataryat tatat karma pravartana sangatyagat sato vritte sadbir bhakti prasidyati Dadati pratigrahnati guhyam akyati prichati Mungte bojayate chaiva sadvidyam pratilakshana Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta Dikshasti chet pranati bisha pajantamisham Shishushaya bhajana vigyam ananyamanya Nindari sunya hridamipsita sangalabdya Drishtai svabhava janitesh papushascha dosher Na prakritatvam iha bhakta janasya pasyet Gangam basam na kalu buddhapena panker Brahmadravatvam apagacchati niratarmai Syat Krishna nama charitari sitapya vidya Pito patapta rasanasya narochikanu Kinvadaramanudinam kalu saiva jushta Svadvi karmad bhavati tadgadamulahantri And now, 8. So we can start going through them one after another again, as we were before.
Okay.
And which one are you on? Memorizing?
I'm memorizing 6.
Maybe you and Roberto can work on it together.
Okay.
This is the nectar of instruction, yes?
Nectar of instruction, yeah. And these verses really, they're so important for us. They're the mast, the mainstay of our boat. Mm-hmm. And we must, always referring to it, always referring. And once we have them memorized, we can really remember them in different circumstances. And just think, oh yes, this. Tannama rupa charitari sukirtananu Smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya Tishtan brajetan anuragi jaganugami Kalam nayera kilamityupadesha sharam Vaikuntas janito varamadupuri tatrapi rasotsavad Vrindaranyamudarapani ramanat tatrapi govardhanaha Radha kundamihapi gokulapate premamrita plavanat Kuryadasya virajato giritate sevam vivekinakaha. Okay, number 10. Kamibhya parito hare priyataya vyaktim yayo gyaninas tebhyo gyana vimukta bhakti parama premaikanishtastataha tebhyasta pashupala pankaja dushastabhyopi saradika presta tadvariyam tadiya sharashi tam nashrayet kakruti. Then now number 11. Krishnasyo chai pranaya vasati preyasibhyo pirada kundam chasya munibir abitas tadrigeva vyadhayi ya preshtarapyalam asulabam kim punar bhakti bhajam tat premedam sakrit api sharas natura viskaroti. Sri Radha is the highest object of Sri Krishna's love, above all of his other lovers. Her lake has also been established as such in all respects by the sages. This lake bestows upon those who bathe within it only once divine love that is extremely difficult to attain, even for those who are dear to Krishna, let alone for practitioners of devotion. So we will not conceive that bathing in Sri Radhakunda is a physical thing. It's a very deep, profound kind of position of extreme devotion and surrender. Okay, so now we're on page 317. If you guys want to take these books and read along,
Okay.
you're welcome to do that. Careful, if it slams, it will break. The other one on the bottom broke. And I want to find that and repair that, actually. That bottom one, we have it. It's just that it slammed and broke.
What page did you?
317.
Thank you.
Sakyayame. So we've come to this verse. Sakyayame namostu namostu nityam. Dasyayame rashastu rashastu satyam. Srila Guru Maharaj quotes this quite a lot. May I offer my obeisance. May I offer obeisance forever unto friendship with you. And may I truly relish service to you. So we are worshiping that Ragamarg plane and asking that may I always be in the mood of service to you. That is the necessary understanding of progress. We are not attempting to enter Ragamarg. That will happen by dispensation when and if that is to be given. We are not aspiring for that, but we are really worshiping that and doing our duty. And then that some Guru Maharaj said it is not that our humility or our taking a low position is going to go unnoticed. How did Mahaprabhu notice King Prataparudra? Not because he's important, not because he's a king, but because he swept the road in front of Jagannath. That caught the heart's attention of Mahaprabhu. So Guru Maharaj said, it is not that your lack of, or that your humble position will be wrongly or ignorantly seen as your lack of qualification. Quite the opposite. But what is the qualification in spiritual progress? It's negative. It's more and more in need, more and more in humility, not more and more in accomplishment. And this is what this is the wonderful purport to this high verse in the Upadesamrta. How to proceed properly. Not that we're going to imagine ourselves moving physically to the banks of Radha Kunda. That is for the very high souls. Raghunath Das Goswami, for example, as we've been hearing here. Okay, so we'll continue here on page 18. So that's a lot harder. Die to live. Give your whole attention toward the foundation, toward lower service. And the result will come automatically in a natural way. If you are very eager to go higher, it will be artificial. And sometimes almost suicidal.
Wow.
You can become a sahajya. It can be very detrimental. So don't try to go upward. Don't try to rush. Rather, always try to seek service in the lower rank. This was the tenor of our Guru Maharaja's advice. We like to clean the temple of... I find cleaning the temple to be very satisfying. Isn't it? Just running around, moving around these things and cleaning everything off. And it's just, who will be... But if one is busy doing something else, he may not have time. But it is not a lower thing. We're not considering we're not considering this type of idea. So when it was arranged for our Guru Maharaj to offer an explanation of the scriptures on the common bank between Radha Kund and Shamakund. So Radha Kund and Shamakund are there, and then there's a little piece of land between them, not very wide. And there he was asked to speak. Srila Saraswati Thakur was asked to speak. And what did he speak? He did not engage in higher ecstatic description of Radharani and Krishna. Instead, he read and explained the Upadesamrta of Rupa Goswami. The last verse of Upadesamrta is this: Krishna's yo chai pranaya vasiti prayasibhyo radha kundam chasya munibir abitas tadrigeva vyadai ya preshtar apyalam asulabam kim punar bhakti bhajam tapremedang sukridapi sharas natura vishkaroti. Krishna's yo chai pranaya vasiti prayasibhyo radha. Krishna has so many favorites, but the best among them is Sri Radhika. Kundam chasya munibir abitas tadrigeva vyadai. Her kunda represents her property. Yaprishter apyalam asubalam kim punar bhakti bhajam. Devotion which is very rarely found even within the ranks of those who are most favorite to Krishna, the highest rank of devotees. What to speak of ordinary devotees? Tat premedam sakridapi sharas natura vishkaroti. Such devotion may be had by taking a bath in Radha Kunda. But if ever we somehow or other are finding ourselves by some good fortune and in very good association, we are extremely careful about our association. We come to the banks of Radha Kund in some kind of way. First of all, we really feel like we need to be walking on our head. Every drop of dust in the divine plane is made of higher stuff than we are made out of. Higher, more glorious, more sweet, magnanimous. So we are lovingly walking on our head, we could say, in our mood. Then we take maybe one drop of Radha Kund and put it on our head and bow down to that. So Sri Krishna's finest pastimes with his own selected group are performed at Radha Kund to their highest degree. It is mentioned that the most private type of sweet relationship and its transactions are found in Radha Kund. The general playing field is Vrindavan. The general playing field is Vrindavan. With a selector group, there is play in Govardhan. With the highest group, there is play on the highest level, with the highest paraphernalia on the banks of Radha Kunda. And yet even higher than this is the play in the water of Radha Kunda. We have to remember these are very high transcendental. And what was given as the description of the whole of Hladini, Samvid, and Sandini? All of that is Vishuddha Sattva, inconceivable purity, inconceivable. The reason that we don't discuss these things hardly at all is not because there's something wrong there, but there's something wrong here. Something wrong in our heart. Just like you wouldn't want a thief to come in and watch the interactions of a loving family. You don't want them to even look in and see that. So we are like that. We are a little unqualified, but still, these things are coming to us by the grace of Guru and Gauranga. And so, but they are coming to us for our purification of our heart, to melt our heart, to somehow or other break that stone of heart, the stone of the exploitation of this world, and come to some service feeling, but real feeling that this is so high, so sweet, so heart-melting. A distinction is made between the Lila on the bank of Radha Kund and the Lila in the waters of Radha Kund. Krishna bathes with his highest paraphernalia in Madhura Ras, in the water of Radha Kunda, and there the highest degree of confidential pastimes take place. Krishna's play with Radharani and her group in the water of Radha Kund has been very beautifully described in Chaitanya Charitamrta. It is inconceivable, but it is there. So we know. Jaya Saparika Shishi Guru Gaur Chandra Jai Giraju Ki Jai. So we know that lost my train of thought. Okay. So Radha Kunda is the highest place. And here in Upadesamrta, okay. So Radha Kunda is the highest place. And here in Upadesamrta, there is mention of one who takes a bath in Radha Kunda. Our Guru Maharaj gave light on this. he explained that here a bath does not mean diving into the water with our physical body. It is not meant in the physical sense. It means that our soul must bathe there in that kunda. Many have been seen to dive deep into the water of Radha Kunda and sometimes swim, bathe, and so on. But our Guru Maharaj did not allow us to do so. He had us do as he did. He took some water and put it on his head without touching Radha Kunda with his feet. He did not like that anyone would physically dive into and bathe in Radha Kunda. We should simply take a drop of water on our head and think ourselves to be purified.
Can this also be mentally? Like, I have a picture of Radha Kunda. I imagine myself there.
And taking a drop of water.
Well, I never imagined myself bathing in it, but now that I can, think of a drop of water, this is Manaseva, yeah, in your head? Would that be
Yes.
some kind
Yes,
of...
and to remember all these nice instructions and, but we are very much have the reins on our,
In our neck.
on our imagination. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it's inconceivable.
Yes, we're keeping all that way above our head, and we can just bow down really in the general direction. It's Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. I bow down in the direction of Radha Kunda. Really, really keeping this very high on our head.
Interesting. To get higher, you go lower.
Yeah, because we really don't even know what high means.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
And then if our Gurudev tells us this, now we shall go here and do this, then we do it. It's always in a mood of service, actually.
Yes.
The bath mentioned in this verse is not a physical bath. How could it be that just by physically bathing in Radha Kunda we will attain prema? Radha Kunda is Radharani represented as liquid. So to bathe in Radha Kunda is to transform ourselves wholesale and identify with the interest of Radharani and nothing beyond that. To bathe in the liquid representation of Radharani means to be converted wholesale into Radha interest. To have within oneself no trace of existence beyond the interest of Radharani. The highest fortune is there in having no tinge of selfish interest and being wholly identified with her interest. So this is something that's not really conceivable by us. But we are in the interest of our Gurudev. And Sakshad Hari Trinasamastasha. Sakshad Hari, first saying that Guru is Sakshad Hari, but even higher than that, he is non-different from who is Priya. So he's a representative of Srimati Radharani. But so we are approaching all these things by approaching the holy feet of Gurudev. Because people do not have sufficient regard for the meaning, the purity of real service, our Guru Maharaj asked them not to bathe in the tank. In general, it has been urged that if anyone bathes there, they can improve their devotional quality very much. But that must be treated with proper care, regard, and devotion. Otherwise, offense will be committed. So to save us, our Guru Maharaj told us, don't dive in and try to take advantage of having a bath there. Just put a drop or two of water on your head. Loving regard is very precious. Because we have no experience of love, it is difficult for us to realize how heart-melting is divine love, divine full self-giving, self-sacrificing, intense humility. We can't easily conceive of these things. But love, loving regard is very precious. It is not available anywhere and everywhere. It is not cheap. It is the highest thing, the highest wealth of our soul, which can attract Krishna towards us. It is of the very highest value. Love for Krishna is not so cheap that we will think, I've got that. I can take a bath regardfully, and then I will get much devotion. Don't venture in this way. First, try to understand what is raga, and when you get raga, then you can play there freely. But we're not trying to get raga. We're trying to do our duty and worship raga. Pujala ragapata gaurava bange.
What is the meaning of raga?
Spontaneous, full-hearted, spontaneous love and service. Not in the practicing field. You must have that attitude 10% about the divinity of Radha Govinda, otherwise you will think it is mundane. In other words, you may not say you think it's mundane, but you will have a mundane conception of it for sure. Any question about any of this? Freely ask questions. It's not whatever, anything you can ask, no problem. All right, so we can continue here tomorrow.
I have a question. I feel like I have difficulty to express it, but when we try to surrender to the Lord's will, since there is only one interest, right? Should we also meditate on Radharani? Is it therefore his interest or her interest? Or
Gurudev.
Gurudev?
She's represented as Gurudev.
So for example, if I go walking in the streets and I don't know, something happens, someone attacks me or insults me, should I think that's Gurudev's will or that's Krishna's will?
Yeah, we're trying to, well, the thing is, Radha and Krishna are not, we can't really separate them. But we are instructed to consider that the Lord is behind everything. He knows the purpose of everything. Everything is all right. And when we can begin the process of surrender, we can begin to feel what that purpose is as he wishes. And everything becomes, you could say, samvit. Knowledge comes, understanding comes. But deeply, the service of Krishna is in the serving arena, which is Radharani's fully in charge of that. But that will be always honored by us, sort of in the background, you could say. Because this is my advice. And of course, we are chanting her name like anything. Hare. Hare means calling out to Srimati Radharani. Because her name is Hara. Hara means thief.
She stole Krishna's heart.
Yeah. So we're calling to her Hare. So we are calling to Radha and Krishna. In that sense, yeah, for sure. And chanting and consciously chanting. So yes, but not separately, not in a separate way. Is that answering your question, or maybe I didn't understand it? We're not separately calling out like that.
Since surrender is a core of our practice, to have like a proper acquaintance with environment and we don't become victims and instead find our service in circumstances.
Yeah. Can everyone hear you?
Yes, they can hear.
Okay.
Should we meditate that whatever is happening in front of us is Krishna's will alone, or also Radharani or Gurudev?
The thing is, it is all Krishna's will. However, we want to serve that will. So we're asking, yes, my Lord, this is good for me, and this is your divine will. This circumstance has come due to my own past misdeeds, and it is good for me. You are behind that. So what is my service in this circumstance? That service mood is coming, but that has come as Mahaprabhu. We're really worshipping Radha and Krishna by worshipping Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is Radha and Krishna. And coming in this magnanimous mood. And we're serving Mahaprabhu first, asking for the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. This is the proper way. It is the proper approach. Nityananda Prabhu Balaram has come. He is Guru personified. All Gurus are representing him. And we're approaching him for the service of Mahaprabhu. And the service of Mahaprabhu is non-different from the service of Radha and Krishna in the highest position. But we are serving, but Mahaprabhu is coming to distribute that. So we're approaching him. We're approaching them in this form of distribution. And bowing down to Mahaprabhu and chanting what? Nitai Gaur Haribol. Why do we sing that? For no reason, it's just our tradition. No, we're always looking for the mercy of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. And that way, by that way, and by only that way, does one approach the divine pastimes in Vrindavan. Only that way. There is no other way. So we can always call out Jai Mahaprabhu, Jai Nityananda Prabhu. That is the true, actual path. That is the way, that is the train that goes to that station. And there's only one. And then Gurudev is there representing them and giving us instruction in so many things. So we're in a very, very safe position. Always approaching Mahaprabhu. And we know he's non-different from Krishna. He is Krishna. We can't conceive of how this is, Radha and Krishna combined, but it is simply a fact that there's no difference between the potency and the potent. In the most simple terms, we can understand it like that. So it's best to call out for Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu.
So what you're saying is, remember the Lord's will, having confidence in His protection, and then try to offer our service approaching Nityananda Prabhu and Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, very excellent.
Gurudev.
Yes, very good. Very important, and an important question. Guru Maharaj is emphasizing over and over again, we must have an understanding of these things. So we have to apply ourselves for understanding these things carefully. And it's not that we can stick it all into our mental system, as we certainly can't. However, we're applying our intelligence to understand the mercy of Mahaprabhu and going on in the mood of service, doing our duty, practicing surrender, and from surrender, practicing humility, giving honor to others, tolerance. And one of the things, tolerance, we always think, I'm going to tolerate this person, or I'm going to tolerate this. circumstance, but we are also tolerating the urges that come to us, because they're coming to us through our own fault. We have developed these habits for so many lifetimes, and so now I'm going to tolerate that. It is making, my mind is saying, no, you have to do this thing that you have an urge to do, even though it is very detrimental for you. And Mahaprabhu is saying, no, tolerate that, and it will simply go away. But it will never go away through indulgence. Never. Anyone who has any experience in the world must have noticed that.
The objects are like gasoline and the senses are fire.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Can't put out a fire with gasoline.
Yeah, you can't put out fire with gasoline. And the objects of the senses means misperception. Like if I see you as somebody who might give me some money, and so I'm nice to you, that's misperception of you.
Because it starts from...
Right. So we are misperceiving the whole environment. We think it's for us. But when that angle of vision is changed, we will see that it's made of something higher than we are made out of, the whole environment. The objects of the senses simply means misperception. It's not that there's anything bad in the world.
Correct. That's what false ego does.
Yes.
The energy is so subtle.
Yeah.
A false ego.
Yeah. Is it ever?
A false ego, intelligence.
Just when you think you're safe.
Right.
Here's another little head that you didn't even know was there.
Me, mine, for me, I.
Yeah. I, me, and mine. Very good. All right. Prabhuji, can you give me the drum, please? Jai. Shri Upadesamrta ki Jai. Shri Rupa Goswami ki Jai. Thank you, sir. Do you play kartals, bro? No,
Never,
not really.
I've never. I
Okay,
can try.
you'll learn here.
I've never tried.
Hari Hari Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. You can practice later. Didi Shri Guru Gaura Chandraju ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Giriraj Govardhanju ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupai Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupai Paramahamsa Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Sarupa Muga Guru Varga ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Maharaja Vrinda ki Jai. Sad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Saparshad Shriman Mahaprabhu ki Jai. Saparshad Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopina Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai. Kadisaka Mat ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mission ki Jai. Kol Kartal ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Srimati Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnava Mandala ki Jai. Samaveda Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. Nittai Gaur Premanandi Hari Bol. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Hari Bol.
And Dandavat to all the online devotees. Thank you for being here with us this morning.
Hare Krishna.
Is Bimal there?
Yeah, Bimal is also
Bimal from
Dandavat.
Dandavat. I really love that quote that you sent yesterday. It's really lovely. Did I send that to you already? Or maybe he sent it to you also.
You want to Shri Prabhupada Jivanamrita?
No.
The quote of Shri Prabhupada Jivanamrita?
Did he send something to you yesterday?
No.
I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you.
And,
And,